Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm a chartered quantity surveyor. My job is advising clients on how much a proposed building should cost and then assisting with the realization of their dreams. Clients are passionate about their projects, and I need to ensure they receive value for money and are satisfied with the end product. For those clients embarking on a construction project for the first time, they need extra guidance with regards selecting the right contractor, using the right contract, paying the right amount and avoiding pitfalls. Usually, I work with a team of other QSs to prepare tender documents and advise on the most suitable contractor for a project. During a construction project, I value the work completed by a contractor and arrange for his next payment on behalf of clients. What I love is that I can be working on a number of projects at any one time, ranging from small domestic housing projects to large commercial developments. On a normal day, I am out and about meeting the project team, appraising the design as it develops, talking to contractors, suppliers, and ensuring I know the current cost of materials in the marketplace. As you can see, it's always varied and interesting. I give the best advice you need to thoroughly understand how a building is put together, what the component parts are and their cost, and what alternatives are available. I also need to work as a professional and have ethical values to uphold, being seen to be honest and fair with regards working with others. Today I'm reviewing the measure of an office building structure, which my team have prepared for CAD drawings. I'll be reporting to the client with an updated cost by the end of the week. Tomorrow I'm visiting one of my construction projects to prepare the monthly interim payment recommendation. Then I'm going to an early seminar at a local hotel to discuss the latest government thinking with regards to how buildings are handed over to clients once they've been completed. It's a bit like picking up a new car. You need to know how it works, and some buildings can be quite complex. Always busy.
Quantity surveyor.
Quantity surveyor. Oh, I'm supposed to guess what the quantity.
Interview.
They'll probably give you something and you have to do like a lot of surveys.
Look at the contour of the land.
Construction. Oh, quantity surveyor. Maybe measure something.
Is it like they count the bricks?
Huh?
Account for the number of raw materials, construction materials.
I think a quantity survey has something to do with costing, but I'm not very sure of the exact work scope.
You want to find out more about this?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Hi, I'm Cheryl.
Cheryl, when we talk about professions in the building industry, we know what an architect and engineer does, but we have a rough idea of what a quantity surveyor does. Can you elaborate more on the role of a quantity surveyor?
Okay, let me just put being a QS in 3 terms first. We are actually 1/3 accountant, 1/3 lawyer, and actually 1/3 engineer. We are accountant because we actually advise the developer on the cost aspect. Then for lawyer, we actually advise the clients on contracts issues. We are also so-called 1/3 engineer because we need to understand the construction process in order to come up with all the costs to advise the employer.
We know that quantity surveyors are in charge of costings and contracts, so do you have to stay in the office all the time?
Being a quantity surveyor is actually not desk bound. We will definitely have to get out of the office, attend some meetings like consultants meetings, site meetings. As a quantity surveyor, there's actually 3 different stages of work we do. We call it pre-contract, post-contract, and the final accounts. During the pre-contract stage, when the so-called the design is still fluid, we actually advise the developer on the costs of the so-called proposed building. If the cost meets the employer's budget, the employer gives the green light, we start preparing the tender documents. We'll call for tenders, then the employer decides, okay, let's award to this person. We actually start preparing the contract documents, and then we go into monthly valuations where we recommend payment for the work done by the contractor. So we actually go down to site to actually take a look at what they have done against their claim, wherein the building is completed. We settle the bill, confirm the final value of the constructed building. So at the final account stage, signed off, that's where our job ends.
I understand that the design stage is more fluid, so can the quantity surveyor be more proactive in suggesting alternative cost-efficient design?
Definitely we can. We, as a quantity surveyor, we actually take care of the developer's pocket in terms of their money spent. If the employer say, no, it's over my budget, we will come in and see which areas we can cut and suggest to the architect, like, hey, Mr. Architect, can you actually relook at these areas? These are too pricey. Every project is actually economic based. For a project to take off, it must be actually feasible in terms of monetary sense. So that's where a quantity surveyor comes in. We are important from the start to the end, actually.
When you mention the word quantity, does it mean that a quantity surveyor has to manually count the number of tiles? Is it true?
I would say previously, manually count the materials. Yes, we actually last time we open the drawings, we take a ruler and we start measuring. That's manual measurement, but now it's I would consider it passé. Because now we actually have software which actually assists us in doing electronic measurement. Everything is faster, so everything becomes more efficient. Why don't I show you the software that my company has adopted? What we do is we actually take the soft copy drawings from the architect, then we can start doing our measurement. For example, we want to know how much it costs to fit out this room with floor tiles. So we need to know the area of the room. So we just need to click, enter. So this room is 41 meters square. So what we do is we take this quantity, put in the rate for tiles, and then we will get the cost for fitting out tiles to this room. So this is actually very easy.
Is there a growing trend in the construction industry to adopt technologies to help in the construction process?
It's actually a growing trend in the industry to adopt advanced technology in their course of work. Such advanced technology is like building information modeling, BIM. BIM actually helps the professionals to design, build and manage buildings. So benefits includes better coordination among the consultants. So it will actually result in less rework, and all of this will achieve cost savings to the developer.
Initially, I thought that a quantity surveyor is a very tedious job because it involves manual calculations of the building quantities for the materials itself. But with the introduction of the software, it can reduce any errors that are done in manual calculations. And with this advancement in technology, the whole image of construction industry is changing. The productivity is improved.
For me, I actually like the construction process. I'm actually very interested in how a building is constructed. Another aspect of me, I'm actually pretty interested in numbers. Yeah, so between so-called engineering and accountancy, I think I actually came across this. It is actually a combination of these two. So I said, why not just try for it?
During your span of work as a quantity surveyor, what are the challenges that you have come across?
We have to understand that sometimes things have to move fast in the construction industry. We have to just bite the bullet and just go through it. When we come to costs, the contractor can disagree, the developer actually can also disagree. So this is one of the difficulties that we face, having to be the middleman and trying to stand by our own assessment. We need to be a fair player. Professionalism is actually very important. Despite all the challenges that I have met, at the end of the day, seeing a constructed building, actually gives me the satisfaction and gives me the motivation to continue on. It really helps me to overcome all these obstacles. This is the F1 Singapore Pit building. It is about a 40 million project. This building is something that we actually see on TV every year during the F1 night race in Singapore. I am actually very proud of this building because I actually was involved in it. That's where the ultimate satisfaction is when you see the completed building.
So are there any opportunities for you to go for overseas to handle projects?
Yes, actually. For me now, I'm actually handling a project in Bali. Doing an overseas job actually gives me the exposure to know, okay, what goes on in other countries, what is their construction practice there. And being a quantity surveyor, you will have a chance to travel if you want to travel. Yeah. For my company, we actually do different types of projects. We actually did the Sentosa Resorts World, which is something so different. I mean, it's not an everyday project. Construction industry is also very dynamic. Every project is different. The learning cycle actually never ends. So that is where the interesting part comes in. When you know that you have never learned enough, the fun never ends, I would say.
As a quantity survey, it's actually very interesting and challenging because you have the chance to be involved in different kinds of projects. When you know that you have played a part in contributing to the whole project from the scratch, it's actually very fulfilling.
Greatest satisfaction is to see a building being completed. Construction industry is also very dynamic. Every project is different. When you know that you have never learned enough, the fun never ends.
Hey guys, as you can see, I am now on my way to work. It's a Tuesday morning and about 9:30 in the morning. So my work, it starts at 10, so I have to leave around 9:30. And I have been working for longest time. So I study my poly here in Singapore, and after that I get my bachelor here as well. And well, I have been working right after I graduated my poly, so I have been working for like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years already. And now I just started a new job. That's not the point. It starts at 10 a.m, which is a really strange concept, and it finishes at 7. What I usually do is go there. I go to my work by MRT, which is what they call the train system here. I go there by MRT, and then I will grab a quick coffee and maybe some toast nearby, and I will just go straight to my work. So yeah, let's get onto it now. I just missed a train, so now I'm waiting for another one. The frequency of the train is 2 minutes, so it's not a big problem. Look at that building. Just grabbed my second breakfast because my lunch time is around afternoon, so it's pretty late and I don't want to get hungry while walking. So I grabbed my breakfast and now I am going to my walk.
Sabotage version. Is it new? No, it's on us.
So I just finished my walk, so I am now going back. It's pretty late, it's like 7 o'clock now. It seems like it was raining just now.
Next customer to till 5, please.
I am walking back from MRT, as you can see. So I have my bag. It's not so late, it's like just 7:30, So once I get back home, I will just have my dinner, and because today I'm starting my diet, I will jog around the block, and then after that I will shower and I will prepare for tomorrow, and probably I will edit this video as well. So as you can see, now I am back in the lift. Thank you so much you guys for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. That's the view we have. Look at this amazing view.
Hey guys, it's Juliana here, and today I'd like to talk about something that I have been asked quite a bit. It's about how much does it cost living in Singapore. For March 2017, the Bloomberg had said that Singapore is the most expensive city to live in. And to put that into perspective, Tokyo is at the 4th place and New York City is at the 9th place. I'm not sure how accurate this list is, but this is just to show you that Singapore is up there with most of the cities in the world that we think it's really expensive and really difficult to live in. Definitely Singapore is an expensive place to live in, but it might not be as expensive as many people would like to think. Well, personally for me, I have been living here since 2010, and it has been like well over 7 years. When I was a student, I was living on about 800 to 900 Sing dollars a month. Of course, that money is coming from my parents, but they didn't have to support me 100% because I had a small income from various part-time jobs that I had that time. I was working as a librarian in my school library, and I was also serving food in weddings and events, all sort of things. So I had a small income from my part-time jobs. Me at the time, that amount was quite okay for me to live on. You know, like, well, of course it was pretty much bare bone and everything was really basic, and I really didn't have any problem with that. I was able to live in a proper place. I was eating every meal. I never go hungry. I have friends, and I was able to go out with my friends, hang out with them, and maybe go for a movie once or twice a month. Everything is just keeping me sane. So I would say that amount is pretty much sufficient for me to live on. But of course, this is like a really difficult topic to talk about. Everyone has their own different lifestyle, and yeah, but I will still continue. So let me break down my budget here. Well, first of all, rent. I was living in a shared apartment. So the apartment has 3 rooms, and I was living in a room, which is a really spacious room, and I was sharing it with a roommate. So we have a nice kitchen, living room, and also toilet. So these are the common places that we have to share with other tenants. And then it also includes the utility and the internet bills, and it was pretty nice place to live. When it comes to food, I spent about $200 a month. Most of the time I did my own grocery and I prepare my own food because we have a kitchen, and I can cook my own food. I would be recommending this to everyone, just to cook your own food, eat in, less waste, save money, healthier food choices. As you might know, Singapore is like a shopping paradise. I couldn't even recall myself buying something when I was still a student, so I skimped a lot on shopping. For entertainment, once or twice a month, I would go out with my friends to watch a movie, or maybe just look around the Singapore city as a tourist. So I would say I spent about 150. And for my phone, I had a proper decent data plan at $20. because I already have my own phone. And of course, for transportation, if you are taking public transportation like MRT, which is the train system here, and bus, you might probably have to spend like $4 if you are going, like traveling at least twice a day. So that would make 120 per month. But I think this $800 to $900 a month would give you a really minimalistic lifestyle, and I believe if you're a student, then it shouldn't be any problem at all. Or if you really want to enjoy what Singapore has to offer, like shopping around and traveling outside of Singapore, then you will definitely need so much more than this. Even if you want to join a gym or want to be part of a gym, then you have to pay about 170 Singapore dollars per month. If you are like people with obligations, people with families, and if you want to have a nice car and live in a nice house with a condo or like landed house, then in that case I have no idea what to say, because I am not on that level. This video is mainly focusing on students, travelers, or those people who just want to stay here for like a short period of time. Whoever that is interested to know how much it will cost to live in the world's most expensive city, I just thought that would be an interesting video to make. And if it is not, then sorry. Anyway, I hope you guys learn a little bit from this video, and if you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. So yeah, as always, bye bye.
So, Singapore has a highly developed and successful free market economy. It enjoys a remarkably open and corruption-free environment, stable prices, and a per capita GDP higher than that of most of the developed countries. And unemployment is quite low actually. And the economy depends heavily on exports, mainly and particularly on the consumer electronics, information technology products, and medical and optical devices, pharmaceuticals, and on its vibrant transportation, business, and financial services sector. It will be a challenge to determine who is to pay for it and who will be in charge of its precision and accuracy. The absence, for example, the absence of my company contract documents that highlight on the working methods, legal aspects, and procurement has limits the application of my company. Not really. They're easy to communicate with actually. When it comes to communicating with foreigners, it can be challenging at times. This is mainly because of the differences in culture and etiquette. Okay, since the question is about communicating with Singaporeans, one thing I like about them is that when you ask something, instead of saying no and turning you down, they prefer to say, I will try, or I'll see what I can do. This actually allows both the party to maintain harmony in their work relationships. Other than that, men and women may shake hands when both of them are comfortable with it. And as for Muslims, the opposite genders would not shake hands, but they will nod their head on in the sign of greeting. And facial expressions and voice tone will be observed by everyone. Not really, because if I were to travel all the way from JB to Singapore every day with the crazy congestions in customs, then it will be very difficult. But since I'm staying in Singapore, it's easier for me to travel as my workplace is only 20 minutes away from where I stay, and I usually take MRT. Of course, living cost in Malaysia is definitely way better than in Singapore. There are several differences between both the countries in terms of living cost. I'm currently staying with three of my colleagues, so we are sharing a house. This costs approximately $500 every month, including the utilities. There are actually a couple of measures that can be taken even before an investment is made. The simplest solution is to conduct a research on the country's level of risk, either by getting reports from consultants who are expertise in preparing these kind of assessments, or doing a little bit of research by yourself. As of now, we have not come across any problem in terms of politics, but if you happen to face one, be sure to think multiple times before even jumping into it. There are more exposure on the key areas like other than cost control, like project management, procurement, and etc. We cannot say it's wrong because usually we will make sure that the cost estimate or budget in the initial stage itself includes all the items based on the design, and include contingency costs for any unexpected variation order in the future. So, however, if the actual tender is returned by the contractor, or potential variation orders which might be exceeding the original budget, we will carry out value engineering, which means an exercise to review the scope of works to reduce the cost. It is part of cost management of the project. Okay, the first thing is efficiency. So everything works as planned like clockwork. For example, if you have an appointment with a government agency or bank, it starts on time and the process and expectations are clear, and the conclusion is reached efficiently and transparently. So same things happen with big projects. For example, metro train lines, expressways, airports, commercial buildings, and so on. And the second thing would be transparency and lack of corruption. So all rules and processes are clear, and public servants are cautious and also open and transparent about what can be done and what not. So no workarounds and corrupt practices. And the third would be safety. Singapore is very safe, and police department actually runs a campaign called "Low Crime Does Not Mean No Crime" to encourage people to be vigilant. So women and girls can go out at night and use public transport or hire cabs without any worry. So also, with a small country with everyone identified and with so many CCTV cameras due to urban environment, it is indeed very safe. So the fourth one, I would say multicultural environment and cosmopolitan society. Singapore is truly multicultural, and there is a strong sense of respect and accommodation for all the religions and cultures. People have high awareness of different cultures and are open to share and enjoy with each other. So the last one would be quality of life. Apart from super efficient public amenities, Singapore is also very green with its natural reserves, lakes, and park connectors.